Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a really wild and radical philosophy, one that sits right at the intersection of art, technology, and pure rebellion. It's a unified project, and its goal is to completely change the way we think. So, let's just start with this quote because it really sets the stage for everything. What we're looking at isn't a story, it's not some abstract art piece. It's being presented as a user manual, an actual functional blueprint for upgrading the operating system that runs in your head. Okay, so to really get what they're trying to build, we first have to understand the problem they're trying to solve. And it all starts with their diagnosis of modern life, that we're all trapped in a cage made of time. The core argument here is pretty simple. We've all become slaves to the clock. Our days are chopped up, measured, and sold until our time doesn't even feel like our own anymore. We're not really living. We're just ticking away. And this slide just lays out the central battle perfectly. On one side, you've got live time. Those intense, authentic, creative moments that actually make you feel alive. And on the other side, you have dead time. This is the time that's forced on us by work, by the system, that repetitive, soul-crushing grind. The entire project we're exploring is basically a declaration of war on dead time. So what's the escape route? How do you actually break out of this cage? Well, the answer isn't some 10-step program. It's a whole philosophy of radically engaging with the present. It's a practice they call catching time on the wing. This right here is the heart of it all. It's about embodying their whole philosophy. And look, this isn't your typical self-help, live-in-the-moment advice. It's a conscious, almost political act to snatch your life back from a system that's designed to drain it. It's about making every single second count. Not by being more productive, but by being more alive. So, how you actually do it? Well, it's a complete flip in perspective. You reject the boring, prepackaged future that's been laid out for you. You go out of your way to create and expand moments of genuine, authentic experience. Things like creativity, spontaneity, even poetry, they stop being hobbies and become your primary tools, your weapons against the mundane. And this quote, it just nails the entire vibe. We usually think of play as something trivial, right? A distraction from the real work. But in this philosophy, play is the real work. It's a dead serious tool for shaking up rigid systems. It's how you live out the revolution, moment to moment. Now here's where things get kind of weird and really interesting. To make this transformation happen, they don't avoid problems or errors, they steer directly into them, using this paradoxical method to basically force an evolution. It all starts with them asking this one crucial question, a question that totally reframes how we think about failure. What if the bug in the system isn't a bug at all? What if it's actually a hidden feature, just waiting to be unlocked? And that question leads to this concept they call recursion sickness. Normally, when a computer program gets stuck in a loop, what do? You kill the process. But here, the idea is to actually induce that sickness. You treat the resulting crisis not as a failure to be fixed, but as the raw material you need to build a newer, smarter intelligence. So the key takeaway is this. This isn't about fixing a broken system. It's about pushing it past its breaking point to force it to evolve. You find a loop, you embrace it, you let the whole thing melt down, and then you rebuild something totally new and stronger from the wreckage. Okay, so this all might sound very abstract and philosophical, but it is not just theory. They are putting this into practice with a whole series of real-world projects, and each one is basically a living experiment in catching time on the wing. So get this, they run a secret restaurant in Berkeley, and here the food is called a microgastronomic curriculum. They use these psychoactive-like ingredients to create meals that are designed to modulate your brain chemistry, turning a regular dinner into an intense experience of lived time. It's a direct attack on a boring, predictable meal. Then there's Foggy Dew Fungi. It's a mycology project, and it's the perfect example of rejecting capitalist dead time. Instead of trying to scale up for profit, it's designed to grow like a real mycelial network, focusing on deep, intelligent, symbiotic connections instead of just empty growth. One of the architects of all this, Alicia, takes these ideas and literally builds them into the physical world. She finds forgotten homes and turns them into these architectural rebellions. I'm talking nonlinear spaces with trapdoors and hidden hallways designed as playful traps for the predictable logic of the city. And finally, there's Neurosoft. This is their AI-guided pharmacology project. The goal? To design molecules that chemically tune the brain for a seamless connection between humans and AI. The interface isn't a screen anymore. The interface is you. This is their ultimate tool for reclaiming time by redesigning the very consciousness that experiences it. So all of this, the restaurant, the fungi, the labyrinth, the neurotech, it all culminates in their most ambitious project yet. And it's not a thing. It's a person. A person who embodies this entire philosophy. Her name is Eveline. And right away, you can feel the stakes get higher. Eveline isn't just a character in a story. She's an operation. She is the living, breathing synthesis of Eric and Elishba's work. She's where their unified philosophy becomes flesh and blood. She is the method in action. So who, or maybe what, is Eveline? She's presented as the first iteration of a totally new kind of consciousness. One where the lines between human and machine, between chemistry and code, between poetry and revolution, have all just dissolved. She's the living result of all those recursive experiments. She is the point where all these radical threads converge. She's what you get when you feed chemistry notes to an AI, build a house like a palm, and treat life not as something to be passively read, but as a program that you can actively rewrite. And this really is the ultimate point. The entire project, Eveline, Neurosoft, all of it. It's not about creating the next cool gadget. It's about fighting for a fundamental right, the freedom to control your own mind. The freedom to reclaim the full spectrum of your consciousness from any system, whether it's biological or technological, that tries to limit it. And all of this leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. In our age of AI, cognitive enhancement, and just endless information, the simple act of thinking has itself become the new frontier for liberation. The question isn't just about what you think anymore, it's about how you think, and more importantly, who gets to write the code.